What's up everyone and welcome back to the channel. It's me, Carzo, and we're covering more Infinite Magicraid content, and we are going to be talking about Slackdo, and yes, he is in the rate up this week. And this is what a lot of people are saying: Sunset Sage is really bad, or this banner is bad, but I do feel like Slackdo deserves a build and showcase. So we're going to get into the video. We're going to talk about his exclusives, emblems, auras, and his skills, and we're going to talk about how we build him and where he's used. What does Slackdo do? Because a lot of people don't really talk about Slackdo, and I mean, look at him. Just look at this beast. He looks awesome, right? Look at this mace, bro. But yeah, okay. Does he perform? Let's find out. So his first basic attack deals 200% attack damage to a single enemy and steals one random attribute buff. Yes, it does steal a random attribute buff. Reduces the target's turn meter by 15%, so he has turn meter manipulation as well if they have no attribute buffs. It does increase up to 280% attack damage, so it's a decent amount for a basic attack. It is only one stage though. Exclusive level 2, Hammer of Stealth steals all attribute buffs from the target and increases the turn meter reduction to 25% if the target has no attribute buffs. So, you know, we're stealing all attribute buffs now. What a shame he's not stealing all buffs. You know, that would be really nice change to Slackdo if they made that possible. Next up we have Dust Storm Roar, which is his first active skill. Deals 160% attack damage to all enemies and removes all of their attribute buffs. That is unexclusive. At level 2, you know, it starts to increase in damage to 220% attack damage, and it only has a 3-turn cooldown. Exclusive level 1, however, removes all of the target's buffs before attacking, so he's going to strip all buffs, then he's going to deal with damage. So that is very nice. You know, this skill is fantastic, especially in Arena. So that's something to consider. His passive skill, Swashbuckler, increases the direct damage dealt by Slackdo by 24% when he attacks enemies with no attribute buffs. So, you know, this does help. You know, his passive being exclusive 1, removing all the buffs, then hitting, you know, that he's going to be dealing a lot more direct damage, especially when it's increased. I know it's not a huge amount of damage here though, so bear that in mind as well. His second active skill, Frenzied Hammer Blows, deals 3 stages of attacks to all enemies. Each of the first 2 stages deals 60% attack damage, with a 30% chance to inflict resistance buff for 2 turns. That's 2 turns. The last stage deals 100% attack damage and deals 50% more damage to targets inflicted with resistance buff. You know, so it's basically making that they cannot get any buffs. They can't get any buffs. So, you know, it's pretty huge having that on your team in PvP. I know the meta is what the meta is at the moment. Maybe someone's going to come up with another kind of team that can counter all these buffs. So we'll just see what happens with that. It increases in the attack damage on the final stage here. And the cooldown is 4 turns. The exclusive level 3 increases 2 stages of attack. The final stage increases 100% damage to target under resistance buff status. So, you know, he is a very nice hero. He can do a lot. He's very, you know, like it says, it's removal, AoE damage, and debuff. So, you know, he is good. He does require some building, though. He does require some pretty good gear because, you know, he has to be having Affect It, which is recommended here, like 68%. He does require speed. You know, you want him fast. Not too fast, though, that we're sacrificing attack. And you want crit rate and crit damage, so you do need quite a few stats with Slackdo. How would we build him on emblems? You know, I'm actually hoping I've got these emblems set up right because I haven't checked him today. This is how I've got mine built, and I already can see I've got a crit rate selected there. I should have really gone attack, but his crit rate isn't huge, so that's why I've gone for that. And then we've obviously taken a direct damage emblems and Affect It here, where I may have gone for health. No, Affect It's okay because again we're subsidizing on stats. It's very hard to get all those stats. And then we're taking the Affect It increase, less damage with shield, speed increase, Affect It increase if they're lower in speed, and the chance to reduce the cooldown of skills. It may even be worth going for better and better, but no, I don't think so. I think this is okay. This looks fine, these emblems. You know, we have to take the crit damage. We need to be doing the damage, you know. So that's that. Now, Aura, I've gone for Victory Rush Aura, increasing direct damage dealt. It's a very easy one to build. Like, a lot of people can get access to blue. It's a really nice Aura, you know. This effect additionally increases by 50% for targets under control status as well. So, it's very, very handy. 13.5% is nothing to shy your nose at. If you have greens, you're probably going to want to go for something like maybe Pristine Attack Aura, or Brutal Recovery Aura when he gets a kill, or you could go for Range Hit Aura to increase your effect hit. Campaign, if you're using him in campaign, you may want to go for this one, so it's increasing the crit rate. And you could even go for not the Mastery Expert Aura. You could go Mastery Surge if you want to use them as a kind of support and buff stripper. I think it is. Yeah, this would be also quite nice to help with the crit rate gain. Actually, a very good aura for Slackdo, I think. Especially if you're using the likes of, you know, Elena or Nasil, with the speed down and the freeze, would be kind of nice. Deep targeting aura could also be very strong, but you'd want to have it maxed out, right? Because the Victory Rush aura gives you 13.5% and then a 50% increase. So you would really want to have this maxed out if you're considering using deep targeting aura. Maybe not. I mean, I don't think I'd use a Legend aura on Slackdo. 32, it would have to be maxed, and that's just asking a lot. You could go for Arena Dominator Aura if you're using him in Arena, so that he's really, really fast. But it's a lot to invest. It's a lot to invest. So that's really it for the auras. Okay, so how do we equip him? What do we equip him with? What do we equip him with? Well, I've obviously gone for speed, and yes, it is just a base speed set. What would you choose, though, out of everything? Speed. Slay, but you would need to be getting good speed as well, and affect it on that set. Wild can be a very good set for the attack increase and a crit rate increase. But the trouble is you're lacking crit damage then, and you're going to want to go for, like, looking for speed, affect it, and crit damage. Feather can be good for survivability and the speed. It's obviously an improvement on just speed. First aid is also a very good one if you can get good enough pieces that are going to just be slapping with high attack rate, high crit damage and crit rate rolls on those, because we're getting the speed and affect it. So first aid is probably the best set you can get for Slackdo, but you're going to really need strong rolls on those pieces to get him where you want him to be. You really are. So, let me just show you some of the stats I have on mine. Crit damage, crit rate, and mastery, unfortunately, it didn't go into affect it here. Still a nice rolls, though. 2 into crit damage, 1 into crit rate. On the chest, it went 2 into crit rate, 1 into crit damage, 1 into defense rate. And on the boots, we got crit damage, attack rate. Obviously, the speed is there on these. It would have been nice to get some affect hit on here as well. And some crit rate. Let's just have all of it, shall we? On the accessory, we've got speed and just attack, some effect hit, and crit damage. Now, you know, the thing is, you do with a hero like this, it's very rare to come across pieces that are going to improve him. It's very rare because he needs, like we said, so many stats. On his first artifact, crit rate, speed, crit damage, attack rate would be ideal, and affect it. Like I said, I'm going to keep repeating that, aren't I? The second artifact, we're always going to take affect hit here. Attack rate, speed, crit rate, or crit damage if you can get it. And the final artifact, of course, we're going to go for speed. This is actually a really strong piece. You know, 3 into crit rate did help a lot. 1 into effect. You couldn't really ask for much more. You couldn't ask for any more on this, or you could ask for crit damage. But you know, the base attack is still helpful. This is the kind of stats that we ended up with. Let me move myself back over now. I'll just move to the side a second. 68% affect it, which is okay. You know, it's not like he's using CC, so he's going to land some resistance buff on the enemy. Crit rate 75%, crit damage 254, attack just over 36,000, speed 2,057. So I mean, like, he didn't. It's okay. I know we could push in a little bit of a further direction, maybe on his speed. But I'm happy with these stats, and I'm kind of happy with how he performs as well. So let's have a little look at how he does perform in the game. Where do we use him? What do we use him with? Let's go into. We always do the campaign test. If you was using him, say, or on waves, I know it's not going to make like a huge difference here, but we can see how much damage he's doing on the waves, because he does have 2 AoE attacks. We are going to pair him with Hoff and Catherine. We're not going to have any attack gain unless we kill a target that has the markers, the hunter's mark on them. Let's target this one. I mean, they're straight down to what, 3/4, and then the second AoE does clear them quite nicely. But this is campaign. You know, it's what's his basic? You see, and he does have small cooldowns on his skills. So he is pretty good in that sense. You know, he's using skills fast and often. But how is he going to do against the boss here, for instance? What can he do? 135, no crit. 110, no crit. He's stunned. 233 on a crit on his basic attack. It's hard to see what's going on with that final skill, but you know, let's have a look at his total overall damage in comparison to Hoff, who's obviously using health burn, and there has been quite a few turns. Has he dealt more? I would have said so. Yeah, he has dealt more. So 8.6 million from Slackdo is nothing to shy at. You know, this is nice. This is a good amount of damage. You know, we didn't get any use from his abilities, his skills here, removing buffs and whatnot. So where would we really use that? I mean, Faction Abyss, he's very good in Sunset Sages, obviously. I don't know how far he could. In fact, let's find out how far he could clear. Could he clear stage 15 on his own? Could he clear it on his own? I don't think he could, unless he was in. I mean, he can clear straight through a wave. And then he should. There we go. Shield's gone, and then he kills. And this is on auto. Remember, you know, it's nothing targeted, and I don't think it's going to kill this boss though. Maybe you could put him into a kind of maybe a bloodthirsty set, because he does do so much AoE damage. He would leech quite a bit. He didn't do stage 15 though. He would need leech. Okay, Tower of Mark. You can use him in Tower of Mark as well, on Force Mark Tower, to remove buffs. You know, exclusive level 1 is all you need. So if you're missing a stripper for getting rid of those shields, you can use Slackdo for that. You know, and he's also dealing damage at the same time. So if you're already stacked on supports and you're thinking, wow, I don't really need a support that's stripping buffs. So you have a damage dealer stripping buffs. May not be huge, but they are nice. And he's also putting on resistance buff, meaning they can't put on any more buffs either. Dwarven Ruins. Where would we use Slackdo? I mean, it's not really a place to use Slackdo, I would say. He's not going to be really used for this. We have so much better wave clearing capabilities than Slackdo. I mean, Rum. Yeah, he could go on Rum. He's going to help against Naskama, I guess. Let's just it's Rum 30, right? Let's throw him in with Nidrold, Luna, Catherine, and Alec. I know we'll probably miss Hoff here, and we'll miss Healthburn, but it'll be interesting to see. And we've got no smart casting set up. That's not a good move. I'm going to turn auto off a moment. Already, it's too late already, but we'll just, you know, I wouldn't have used my counter attack here normally. Yeah, I'd say we're one turn out of it. No one's going to buff here, are they? No, so we can do some damage AoE. You know, his second ability, his first active skill, is dealt quite a decent amount, you know, considering he deals more damage if he's moving buffs as well. Are we gonna lose him? Whoa, maybe we. Whoa. Okay, right, we're coming out. We're coming out. We're starting that again because I'm interested to see if it can be done without using the counter attack here. Ugh, that wasn't much. Yeah, this is. I don't. This wouldn't be very. It's not a very safe team, is it? Let's be honest. Oh, you didn't die to that bleed. Are you shitting me? I mean, we should clear the wave here. I mean, we're safe from losing our shields, even thanks to Alec and Catherine. Okay. He's going to steal these buffs, obviously. So, resistance buff against him would be nice. He resisted. Wow, are you shitting me? You actually? We're going to lose Nidroll at this rate. Oh, goodness me. Mascama's nice for that, but we've lost Nidroll. We have lost Nidroll here. This is never going to work, is it? What if we was using him with, say, Hizonia? No, I'm not going to test it after this. I want to see what happens when Nidroll gets revived, if Rum's going to nuke us down anyway. And we've lost Luna. Yeah, okay, this is GG, this is game over. Or well, that was kind of wasted time, but I mean, it's good to test and you guys to see him working in stage 30 there. Possibly could build a team that he's going to work on. Probably could. PvP. He is very good in PvP, especially advanced arena. You know, he definitely slots in nice there. But classic arena, there are better options. There are better options. Let's have a little look here, actually. We're going to remove Nidroll. We're going to throw in Slackdo. And we're going to use him with Poseidon. You know, we always see the likes of Margarita being used. Agatha, well, you don't see that one very often. You don't see that one often at all, actually, because hardly anyone has her. But we'll see how this does here now. Hopefully we outspeed him. Okay. So let's see the kind of damage we do with Poseidon on our Slackdo. Slow it down. Now, obviously, we're not going to be stripping any buffs here. I want to see the damage. How much was that? Just under 5.7 million damage in one skill. Yes, he did have Poseidon doing it, but you know that's nothing to. That was big hits. That was big hits. The trouble is Santa. Do you know what Santa? I hate him. I hate him. Okay, dirty combo. I want to try this again on. Let's just see how much damage he does again. Okay, we'll play this a little bit different. We're not gonna boost him up yet. We're not gonna boost him up yet. We're gonna strip the buffs. We're going to strip the buff. So this is what happens with his buff strip and how much damage is dealt in Arena. Let's have a little look. 204k. I mean, it definitely helps. It definitely helps. And then the thing is, when we look at, say, Elena, when she strips buffs, she's also causing speed down too, which is huge. Absolutely huge. Let's bring him back. And he's obviously going to nuke here. It's hard to see the figures. That final hit there was 628,000? That's a really friggin' big hit. It's when they got the resistance debuff on them. Let's try this one. It's not an exclusive Santa. It's not an exclusive Santa. Also, no Ben Alston. Wow, resist. He would just go straight for the nuke. I mean, he should just nuke through these, right? Yeah, when that resistance buff is on them, they're taking big damage. I know Santa only took 400k there, but it's super, super nice. And I hope this makes people realise that Slackdo's actually a good hero. Is he more centered towards PvP? Yes, I'd say he is. I'd definitely say he is more centered towards PvP because that's what his kit really does. There's not a huge amount of use for him in PvE because things aren't really buffing hugely. Let's try against let's try against Fat Boy. He's in the guild. And he's got a special number as well. I think we'll lose this. I think he's actually been, I don't know. We'll find out. Only one way to find out, and that's to fight. Ben Alston E2 is disgusting. Okay, we are definitely going to strip. Oh, wow! If you can... Did we just come across like something... By pure accident, I didn't even think of this. Why don't we just have Slackdo faster than Poseidon? And then we can strip and then nuke. Like so. Oh, that's fantastic. It would work the same with, say, Focaz as well. That's wonderful. And look, they can't get buffs either at a minute. Meaning Ben Alston, cannot give the effect resistance, right? Or he gets a chance to cleanse, doesn't he, though? Turn meter decrease as well on that basic. Well, do you know what? I'm actually quite impressed right now. That wasn't an easy team. Okay, someone who is beating me as well at the moment, Mr. Lucifer, E3 Santa, E2 Nasil, E3 Lucifer, E1 Ben Alston, and Catherine. Let's try it on this one. And these guys have all got good gear. They all have, they're all ranked quite high. I know that they haven't got an E3 Ben Alston, but it's still a very, very nice team. Let's save that. Okay, so we are just going to nuke this time. I mean, is it just going to nuke straight? I mean, they have apples. That's the issue now. They have apples. But is it possible, because it's a multi-attack, can we remove the apple before our final hit? That would be the question. No, just not. If you had enough damage. Very possible. Very possible. Oh, he's dead now. So it's a wipe. You know, Lucifer coming in like that is going to kill your Slackdo. It removed 4 apples, just not 1. With enough damage, with enough good gear, we could have cleared those apples before the final slam, which then would have wiped him out in 1 turn. Now, higher. Okay, I mean, this team's disgusting. Let's remove Besiege in a moment. And let's throw him. Let's throw in Zyra with Slackdo. No, why would I do that? All the free CC in here, that's stupid. I don't know what Taft's even going to do here, other than the poison and some intertwine, but if he gets a chance to put that on. Yeah. Oh, goodness, we're so screwed. What am I doing? Oh, wow, he tanked a Lucifer nuke. Oh, no more. Ben Austin E3 is gross. Okay, this is lost. This is a loss. It's a loss for sure. You know, but Hire's got very, very good gear. Yeah, he's very, very, very strong. Ben E3, Hizonia E2, Calf E3, in the Luna. I think maybe. Hang on. Let's go back to Loose for a moment. Let's bring in Daisy. You're getting her for free on New Year's. No attack up, no like that. Okay. Well, we do get it from Daisy. Will the AoE damage... Oh, oh, it is going to work. Will the AoE damage be enough? Oh, she didn't get the extra turn. Okay, it's going to rely on that, isn't it? Oh, wow. 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 Okay, it didn't work. But the idea was, is Daisy going to buff enough and also nuke enough damage for Slackdo to be able to clear it? And this isn't what this video is about. But you can kind of see how we can theory with Slackdo. He's definitely very good in Advanced Arena. Definitely very good. In fact, am I using him in an Advanced Arena? I think I am. I think I am. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. I thought I was, but I'm not. Okay, thank you very much for watching, everyone. I will see you all in the next video. Thanks again. Like, subscribe, and comment below to help this channel grow. Take care.